Hey folks, well Thursday night was the top 10 results show and it's now what, like Monday? So I'm a little bit behind, aren't I? The president has got my schedule all screwed up. 168 hours in a week. American Idol is currently on for 3 of them, and he picks Tuesday night at 8 o'clock to do a press conference. That makes me so mad. And then Thursday, I almost missed the show because I thought it was coming on at 9 o'clock and it came on at 8 o'clock. If Mom hadn't called and woke me up, I would have slept right through it. I would have been so upset. And now I'm starting to feel under the weather. So if I start talking crazy or crazier, I haven't gotten into Paula Abdul's medicine cabinet. I'm getting sick. Anyway, on to the show. Ryan Seacrest introduced the judges and he said, "I've got 3 words for you. Cara, Dio, Guardi." She laughed and she said, "Well, thank you." She didn't get it. It was a joke about Wednesday night when she said, "I've got 6 words for you. One of the best performances of the night." Ryan asked Paula and Simon what was up with them last night and suggested that they get a room. And Simon said, "We did." Well, there you go. Next we had the group performance, the top 10 singing a Motown medley, and they didn't even try to play it off as live. If it hasn't been obvious all season that these group performances are lip synced, it was very obvious Thursday night. It was overproduced. Those people can't lip sync. They're so over dramatic when they try to lip sync, and it was just silly. I've never liked the group numbers anyway, but at least when they were live, you had that anything can happen element. Maybe somebody will fall down or forget their words, and it'd be pretty entertaining. But now it's just like watching a boring music video. Speaking of boring music videos, next we had the Ford video, and they were putting together like a puzzle, and then they drove on it, and that was pretty dull. After that, Ruben stuttered. Ruben came out dry as a bone, and by the time he got done with that little boring 3-minute song, he was soaking wet. Looked like somebody hosed him down. I mean, Ruben stuttered, he was wet as a fish. Or a whale. That was horrible of me. When he got done, though, and he was so sweaty, Ryan Seacrest went over and wiped the sweat off his head. Ew. Imagine, though, if Ruben had been doing a high-energy song, and he... Wait a minute. Okay, that's right. Ruben doesn't do high-energy songs. Anyway, moving on. Next was a look at the private jet ride to Detroit. Everybody was so excited about coming down them golden steps. Except Scott. Scott didn't care. He said, "I didn't even know they were golden." Scott would have been just as happy on a Greyhound bus, poor thing. Anyway, on to the results. Adam Lambert was safe. Matt Gerard was in the bottom 3. That was a little bit of a surprise. As Simon said, though, he thinks they're up there. They're in the bottom 3 because people just don't like them very much. I think people like Matt just fine, but he's people's 2nd or 3rd favorite, and that's just not going to be good enough for him. He's not living up to this front-runner status that they keep trying to give him. I mean, when he was in the top 36, he got wiped out by my husband, Chris Allen, who nobody had ever seen or heard from before. And so, I don't think he's going to move on very far. He's not this front-runner that they're trying to make him out to be. Next, Chris Allen, you too are safe. Chris said, "You do that to me every week, Ryan." After that, Michael and Lil Rounds. Ryan faked Lil Rounds out too, but it was Michael that was in the bottom 3. No big surprise there. Next, we had Joss Stone and Smokey Robinson singing their long snooze fest of a duet. That is so... Why, are they going to do this every week now? Like the creepy old man and pretty young girl duets? I mean, last week we had Randy Travis and Carrie Underwood. This week we had Smokey Robinson and Joss Stone. What's next week going to be? Are we going to have Miley Cyrus and Billy Ray? You don't get much more creepy than that, do you? Next, back to the results. Allison was safe. Anoop was safe. Danny was safe. Scott and Megan, please stand. I was praying, please be Scott, please be Scott, and please be Scott going home. And it was Scott in the bottom 3, and I started getting excited at that point. And no sooner did they get him out there to the center of the stage to join the bottom 3, they sent him back to sit down. I was disappointed then, but well, by then the show was over. We knew who was going home. Next, it was time to worship Stevie Wonder. Why do they love him so much? Now, Stevie Wonder's okay. You know, he's cool and everything, but I don't believe he's had a hit in about 25 years, and they act like he's the god of music on this show. They just worship him. Paula and Cara were making a spectacle of themselves, dancing around like crazy people, and the contestants were doing this worship thing. Don't do visuals for Stevie Wonder. Come on. Yell out, "I love you, Stevie," or something he can hear. Every time I thought he was done, though, I was so happy that it was finally over, and then he'd move from the keyboard back to the piano and start all over again. And towards the end of the song, he yelled out, "I love you, Barack Obama. Give me a break." He cut into my Tuesday night. I don't love him. And aren't you married, Stevie Wonder? Give a shout out to your wife. Say, "I love you, honey." Finally, back to the results. Matt Gerard, you're safe, and they made Michael sing for his life, as if. I thought he sounded better than he did Wednesday night, but come on, everybody knew that the judges were not going to put him through. And then they sat down there like they were deliberating. And he wasn't surprised when he was going. Simon says, okay, we've got to make a decision. Michael, you're going home. Really? People would have been furious if they had put him through, used their save for him, after they just sent Alexis packing last week. But anyways, Tuesday night is what? Songs from the iTunes Top 100 or whatever. And I'll be here. Might be sick as a dog, but I'll be here. Bye, folks.